And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first time where the reference to the final showdown, Avengers Endgame, was made. This is a scene from 2015's Avengers Age of Ultron. Wow, the writers of the MCU were really way ahead in time and thought. Age of Ultron has its significance in the MCU as the movie that introduced Vision, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver. The flick catered to Marvel fans' thirst to see their favorite superheroes in action together. That being said, we at Movie House, as a follow-up to the movie mistakes of Marvel's The Avengers, present to you 20 errors that you may have missed to notice in Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 1. In this action-packed sequence from where the movie begins, we can see Thor, the god of thunder, falling in on a soldier, but in subsequent shots from other angles, the soldier is nowhere to be seen. Number 2. Inside the castle-like building where the Avengers are trying hard to get into, right at this shot, we can clearly see that there is no one sitting near the computer. A few shots later, we can see an old lady near the computer. How did she get there? Was she Quicksilver's mom? Number 3. In this scene right here, notice the considerable gap between that cocktail shaker and martini glass, as these inanimate objects are witnessing up close the romantic buildup between Black Widow and Dr. Banner. A few shots later, as you can see, no one appears to have touched them while Cap was conversing with Banner, and yet the two objects appear to have come closer. Number 4. In this scene, just as Thor stands up to pick up his hammer and tells everyone that they aren't worthy, notice the glass in his left hand. Well, it disappears in the next shot. Perhaps Thor is not worthy of the drink. Number 5. This is probably another distance anomaly. As you can see in this scene, Bruce Banner and Tony Stark are clearly standing a few feet away from each other. A shot later, we see them standing close to each other. Looks like Stark may have noticed this error. Look at him giggling. Number 6. In a similar error again, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, as you can see, are standing a certain distance from each other. In their subsequent shot, we see them standing close to each other. Now, this may not be an error, Quicksilver being fast and all. But alas, to our surprise, when the shot's angle changes again, we see them standing apart. Now, was Quicksilver flexing his speed muscles to take on Ultron? Number 7. We're about to witness an encounter between Ultron, the Avengers, and Ulysses Klaue's men. It takes place at a salvage yard where Ulysses holds a ship full of stolen vibranium from Wakanda. That's fine by us. What caught our eye is what's written on that ship, as you can see. Churchill and the registry port is Great Britain, which is impossible and inaccurate, as Great Britain as a whole is not a registry port. The correct way would be to use a city in Great Britain like London or Liverpool.
Everybody's afraid of something.
Cuttlefish. Deep sea fish. They make lights, disco lights, to hypnotize their prey, and then I saw a documentary.
Number 8. You hear that? Now this is what a cuttlefish looks like. And as a matter of fact, the cuttlefish has not such lights and it tends to stick to shallow waters. The fish that Ulysses refers to is the anglerfish that dwells in the dark, as you may have seen in the movie Finding Nemo. It makes you wonder why Ulysses Klaue would be afraid of a rather cute-looking cuttlefish. Number 9. Wow, that was sudden. Notice the door getting damaged. Well, a few action sequences later, when we get to the same door, it looks pretty intact. Number 10. Now in this shot, as you can see, Quicksilver is placing his left hand on Wanda's head. But in the very next shot, which is supposed to be a continuous one, his hand is on her shoulder. Again, this might not be an error given Quicksilver can be faster than the camera. Number 11. This is a sequence in the movie that revolves around the revelation of Hawkeye's rather settled and cozy family life. And in this scene, as Hawkeye is talking to Laura in the bedroom of their farmhouse, notice Laura's reflection in a picture on the wall. Logically, the angle at which Laura is standing would make it impossible for her reflection to be shown in that picture. This suggests that the picture was edited to hide the reflection of either the crew or the equipment. Number 12. In this scene here, notice Clint Barton taking his children inside the home, and when the camera angle changes, notice him doing it again. Looks like the whole MCU is ridden by slight glitches. We don't mean to hurt any one of your sentiments. Number 13. Over here, notice the black mark on Cap's shield? Well, you guessed it right, it disappears a few shots later. Number 14. Another mistake you may have missed thanks to the captivating action sequence. Notice the color of the car behind Cap. Wow, it's changed suddenly from black to gray. Now, was that car reactive to the shield? Number 15. In yet another anomaly, notice the black sedan parked near the bus in this angle. In the very next shot, it suddenly disappears. Number 16. And over here, notice Wanda's hair tucked behind her ear, but in the next, her hair is covering her ear. Was Quicksilver at play here? Number 17. Similarly, notice the cut on Black Widow's lips. Whew, it must have been painful. A few shots later, when we see her close up, the cut is still there, but not as deep as it was before. Number 18. In this scene, notice the doors open as Quicksilver takes away Scarlet Witch in the blink of an eye, or should we say Hawkeye's eye. Well, what may not have crossed most people's eyes is the fact that in the subsequent shot, the door is closed. Now, is Quicksilver responsible for that again? We guess not. Number 19. In this rather emotional and plot twist of a scene, we don't mean any disrespect to Quicksilver, but the wounds on his body changes when the camera angle changes. Number 20. And last but not least, in yet another continuity mistake, the Cap, Steve Rogers' hand's position changes when the camera angle changes, all while he hasn't even completed what he spoke. And that's it, folks. These were the mistakes that we were able to scoop up. Let us know in the comments if we missed anything. And for the record, these compilations from Movie House are for entertainment purposes only, and we do not intend to tarnish the reputation of the MCU or any movies for that matter. We've enjoyed every flick to the fullest before pointing out or compiling their mistakes. And we know for a fact that Age of Ultron, setting aside its comparatively minimal flaws, is one hell of a turning point of a movie. Ain't no denying that.